Hi everyone, Fo here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about ingredients that you should be afraid of. Like you need to avoid these ingredients at all costs. But before we even dive in, you're like, what's going on with the hair today, ma'am? These are some twists. I just wanted to make sure my hair was put away and secure and not tangling. So these are my bangs, and the rest of my hair is twisted away at the back. So we put the hair in some twists for today. But these are the ingredients that you should be like, this shouldn't be in my natural hair products. You ready? I don't think you should be afraid of ingredients. I think you should figure out what doesn't agree with you. If there's something that irritates you, if there's something that could be dangerous for you, maybe you have allergic asthma like me, then you should avoid it. If there are ingredients that don't agree with your hair, that don't feel great on your hair, that cause problems with your hair, or don't agree with the type of hairstyling that you do, then you avoid them, right? And, especially if you're in a situation where you have limited product options, like maybe based on where you live, you don't get a lot of the stuff that maybe we get here in the United States, or maybe you're like me and you have sensitivity, allergic asthma, all the things, and you need to avoid fragrance products with synthetic fragrance, products with certain types of essential oil fragrance, products with certain botanical combinations. They can not be good for you sometimes. And you have these limited product options, then it is okay for you to use something that works for you, doesn't irritate your body, works well for your hair, that you may hear in the natural hair community, you shouldn't be using that. So if the product that works for you has silicones in it, use the product. If you have limited product availability, if the product that works for you has sulfates in it, and you have limited product availability, doesn't irritate your body, it works for your hair, use the product with sulfates. All right? And what people can and cannot use, or it's best for certain people not to use certain things, that is going to be up to each person's unique chemistry. For me personally, I don't feel comfortable using products with sulfates because of the higher likelihood for scalp irritation for me. For me, I don't use products that have essential oil incorporated certain ways for fragrance. Now I've experienced products that have an infusion of ingredients that are used for essential oil. So I might have an infusion of rosemary or lavender, and the product didn't seem to irritate me for now. So that seems to be fine. But an essential oil, rosemary essential oil, lavender essential oil, that can give me a pretty violent reaction when it comes to the allergic asthma. Synthetic fragrance. I avoid synthetic fragrance. There are hundreds. There are hundreds of different types of fragrance ingredients. Am I going to be able to narrow down every single fragrance ingredient that's going to irritate me? And then I don't know what's the cocktail people are putting in products. So what's the best thing for me to do? The majority of the time, it's the best thing for me to just avoid products with synthetic fragrance. And my doctor agrees. So there's that. My allergy and asthma doctor agrees. So it's going to be up to you what you can handle, what you can't handle. Figure out your unique needs. If you try some products and it seems like products with this one specific ingredient, you do the process of elimination. And each time you try a product with this specific ingredient, you have a bad reaction, whether it's skin irritation, breathing problems, crusty eyes, you have a bad reaction, it is okay for you to say, I'm not going to use products with this ingredient. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you. It is your experience, right? So there's that. I mean, when it comes to oils, butters, things like that, I've expressed talking about not using raw oils and butters in my hair. And when I say raw, I mean raw from the grocery store, in this raw form, not put into a product, not formulated into a product. I've talked about not using it. That doesn't mean that if that's what you have available, you shouldn't use your raw ingredients. If raw ingredients are working for you, continue to use them, right? Continue to use them. It is up to you to figure out what ingredients do or don't work for you. And then if you're a person with limited product availability for whatever reason, limiting certain ingredients when you don't have to can make it really hard to find something that's going to work for you. At this point, with me having sensitivity, allergic, needing fragrance-free or unscented products or whatever you want to call it, at this point, it does not bother me if a product has silicone in it, if it works for helping to condition my hair, for example, help me to tangle my, or if it's in a cleanser, if it helps to adequately cleanse my, that does not faze me, because that product is a rare gem for it not to have synthetic fragrance or essential oil fragrance included. So yeah, even when it comes to, you know, am I going to try this? Am I going to try that? I'm not staying away from things because somebody else told me not to use that. I'm not staying away from things because, oh, stylist said don't use this, stylist says. No, I have a specific reason as to why I'm not using something that I thought deeply about. And so ways that you can be able to think about, oh, is this ingredient for me? Is it not for me? That process of elimination that we talked about to see what's causing the irritation, but then also some resources. I have a cosmetic ingredient dictionary. You don't have to go out and get this one. You can see if your local library has a cosmetic ingredient dictionary. I'll try to find maybe an online library and see if they have a cosmetic ingredient dictionary on the online library. You can also use websites like Inky Decoder. I love Inky Decoder. Inky Decoder does have ratings on there for ingredients, but it gives you a good enough description of the ingredients where you can decide for yourself, is this gonna be, do I wanna put this on my body or do I not wanna put this on my body? I don't use websites like Environmental Working Group, Yucca, Think Dirty. I don't use those sites. And the reason why I don't use those sites is because with Environmental Working Group, for example, someone could be paying to have a certain type of rating on that site. So I'm very careful with those sites. It's up to you to do your research and say if you want to use those sites or not. If you feel like Environmental Working Group, Think Dirty, Yucca, those sort of apps are useful to you, then please continue to use them. I know a site that some doctors may recommend is Skin Safe. So you could try Skin Safe as well to help you with deciding whether the ingredients in a product are for you or if they aren't for you. Something that I want to emphasize, natural is not better. Just because something is more natural, that doesn't mean that it's better. Sometimes natural is better, and sometimes some synthetic ingredients may be better. And sometimes it's a balance. For me, I like a balance of natural ingredients and synthetic ingredients in my products. I don't just lean all the way to one way or the other. Way more people are gonna have a reaction, way more likely to have a reaction to an essential oil, for example, than a silicone. So, and I know some people might say there are some problems with silicone in the environment. There's so many different things, are so nuanced. So at the end of the day, things are a personal decision for you as to what you're gonna use, what you're not gonna use. When somebody else is explaining, this is what I use and this is why I use it and this is why I don't use that, that doesn't automatically mean that what you're doing for your natural hair care is wrong. You have to consider your context and your circumstances. So I hope this video provides some clarity about natural hair ingredients. You should be like, oh my God, I'm not gonna use it, I'm so afraid. I hope that this provides some clarity. Look up, if somebody is saying this ingredient is bad, you should look up what it says. Think about it for yourself. Is this something you want to put on your body? Is it something you don't want to put on your body? It's a personal decision. And there's no judgment over here from me about your personal decision, especially as a fellow person if you're experiencing this, a person with limited product options. So, once again, my name is Fo. Be sure to like, comment, share, or subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.